Hi everybody. Most data access in the application goes through entities, which you already know is form and where and everything around it. Now sometimes you may want to run direct SQL statements, and you do that using the dynamic SQL entity with all of its training. But sometimes you want to just override all of that and go directly to the database. Well, the basic database interface is called ADO.NET for SQL Server, Oracle, and all SQL-based database. And it actually is built upon several interfaces: system, data, IDB command, which executes the command, and IDB connection, which represents the connections. And if you want to go low level, if you want to go and call stored procedures, or want to do things that the entity doesn't allow you to do, and you want to talk to the SQL, these are your friends. So let's see how do we bypass everything that comes with ENV and Firefly and goes directly to the database. So we'll start by creating a command. I'm going to write this in the program just for the sake of simplicity. I'm going to say using var command equals shared data sources, our connection, and we'll tell the connection to create a command. So now we have a command of type IDB command, and we can do whatever we want with it. We can say, for example, command text equals select star from customers. Great. So we have the statement. Now we want to run it. So we say using var reader equals command.execute reader. This will run the query and provide us a reader. And to that reader we're going to say while reader.read, while you have rows, do something. Okay, now let's add a return statement here because we're bored. Let's add debug write line here from system diagnostics and see what readers 0 gives us. Okay, so let's do that, and let's put a breakpoint here even. Let's open the output window, let's plug it in, and as we iterate the rows, we can see that the column, okay, the value of column customer ID is being printed to our output window. And this runs very fast. So eventually when it's done, we've got all of our customers defined over here. Now this is actually how entity itself accesses the database. This is a low-level API to accessing the database, and you can do a lot of cool things with it. For example, you can query the reader object for many things, like saying, well, for int I reader.field count. So this will happen for every field. And then we can say, okay, debug write reader I, and debug write comma, and then debug write line to write a new line. And this of course requires double quotes. Okay, and write line just to get a new line. And let's see what happens. So now we've got a comma separated list of all of our customers. Okay, and this is as easy as it gets. Okay, so this is how you can go ahead and access the database directly. So let's recap. We've got create command to get the command, and then we set the command text. To execute the command, we do execute reader, reader data, and write it out. Now you can read a lot about it. There's a lot of information over the internet about IDB command and IDB connection. And if you want to do things that are new to the databases or creative in the database, you can always use this API. I want to teach you just one more thing in case you're still interested. I want to teach you how to use bound parameters. So let's go again and look at this, see what we get, and learn some things about it. I can go to reader and say reader.get name of column 0 or column 1 or column 2, and I'm going to hopefully find a city or a country here. Address and city. Okay, so we've got reader get name, the column name is city, and reader 5 is Berlin. Let's say that we want to filter everyone where city is equals to Berlin. Okay, so when you start, you can do something as simple as that, where city is equals to Berlin. And that's okay when you start, but this has a lot of disadvantages. Security is the main one, because if I put in this string some SQL hacking, it will compromise your database. The real way to do that is to do that using database parameters. So I can say here, p equals command create parameter. Let's call p db parameter. And I say db parameter.name equals :city. Okay, and I'll put that value here, :city. And then I say db parameter name dot value equals Berlin. And then I say command parameters add db parameters. Okay, let's see how this works. Incorrect city in near colon, maybe it should be an @ sign and not a colon. I'm always not remembering this part. Perfect. So it ran our query, and now we have only values. Okay, that has to do with Berlin. In this case, there's just one customer that has to do with Berlin. Okay. The advantage here, though, is that this is SQL injection safe, and it's another level of complexity that you need to know, specifically if you want to touch on store procedures and other stuff like that. You can set the DB parameters, database type, and all sorts of other things. So far, so good. So this is how you need to access database in 99% of the extreme cases you should care about. So this would help you. Just one last thing. Let's review the types that we have here. If we look actually at the command actual type, even though that we know that it's of type, the type that we've set to it is IDB command, we can see that actually we got SQL client, SQL command, but it is wrapped just like this. Great. SQL client, SQL command. System data IDB command, SQL command. Okay? And you can use db2 command, or you can use any other command that you like when you need to get that value. I hope you find this helpful and enjoy hacking away.